Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this new topic. This time we're going to study the past simple. First of all, we're going to study this short example. Okay, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was an Austrian musician and composer. He lived from 1756 to 1791. He started composing at the age of 5 and wrote more than 600 pieces of music. He was only 35 years old when he died. Okay, students, as you can notice in this short paragraph, you can see that there are some verbs here and all of them are in past tense, right? We have lived, we have started, we have wrote, was, and died. Okay, in English, we have two types of verbs. Remember that. Two types of verbs. We have regular verbs and also irregular verbs. We're going to learn about them in just a minute. Okay, let's continue. Okay, very often it says the past simple ends in ed. Okay, when we talk about ed, we are talking about regular verbs. Okay, it says in these examples, I work in a travel agency now. Before that, I worked in a department store. Okay, you can notice here the verb worked. Okay, it ends in ed. We have another example. They invited us to the party, but we decided not to go. Invited ends in ed and also decided. Okay, decided. The police stopped me on my way home last night. Okay, it is very important to notice that we in this sentence have the expression last night. Okay, students, it is easy to recognize when we are talking in past tense or simple past because most of the times we use expressions like this one. Okay, we say last night, we say yesterday, we say the day before yesterday, we say 2 days ago or 2 or 3 weeks ago, 1 year ago, and so on. Okay, we have another example here. Laura passed her exam because she studied very hard. Okay, these verbs in these sentences are using regular verbs. Okay, they end in ed. Okay, but many verbs are irregular. Okay, we have some other examples, irregular verbs, just like these ones. Write, the past tense of write is wrote. You can see that the verb completely changes in past tense. Okay, see, we have saw in past tense, go, went, shut, and should. Okay, it means that some of them remain the same, shut and shut. Go, but you can see go, it changes completely. Go, went. I went to Panama City last Friday. So it is sometimes it is difficult for some students to learn all the irregular verbs, but there's no other way. You have to learn those verbs by heart. Here we have the past simple does not end in ed. For example, Mozart wrote more than 600 pieces of music. We saw Alice in town a few days ago. You can see the expression a few days ago. It is indicating you that it is in past tense. Okay, I went to the cinema 3 times last week. I went to the cinema 3 times last week. It was cold, so I shut the window. So students, it is very important to know the difference between the regular verbs and also the irregular verbs. But let's continue with this topic. Here we have another chart, past ed spelling. This is the spelling. You can see we have here the infinitive, watch, play, like, arrive, study, try, stop and rub. The past tense of watch, okay, watch is a regular verb, so you only need to add ed in past. Okay, watched, okay. The spelling general rule, we have to add ed. This is the general rule for regular verbs. Play, played, watched, and played, okay? This is a general rule, okay, for the regular verbs. We also have the verbs like and arrived. Okay, when the verb ends in E, like this, E, you only need to add the D, okay? The D, liked, arrived. You only need to add the D. What about the verbs that end in Y, like study or try? Study, you need to, when you have a consonant, after a consonant you have a Y, you have to delete the Y and add IED, like in this one. You delete Y, the letter Y, and you add IED, studied, tried. You can see that the I at the end of the verb disappeared, okay? Stop. What about stop and rub? It says when you have a consonant plus vowel plus consonant, double consonant plus ed, okay? It means, esto significa cuando tienes un verbo que termina en una consonante y antes de esa consonante hay una vocal, ok, tienes consonante, vocal, consonante, tienes que doblar la última consonante, en este caso sería la P. Siempre tiene que ser así, tiene que cumplirse este patrón, ok. Tienes que tener una consonante, una vocal y una consonante. Si tienes este patrón en ese verbo, entonces tienes que doblar la última consonante, stopped, y agregarle ed, ok, stopped, rubbed, ok. We have a mistake, it is D, but it has to be B, ok, B-E-D, R-O-B-B-E-D, rubbed. Okay, this is about the past ed spelling. Okay, here we have another chart, regular verbs. It says spelling rules. Okay, this is basically the same rule that I already explained. The general rule is to add ed, walk, walked, play, played. Okay, when you have e in the end of the verb, like, you have to add the d, move, moved. Okay, verbs ending in a consonant plus y. Okay, carried, study, studied. We saw these examples already. Some verbs ending in a single consonant plus the second last letter is a vowel, double the last letter. I already explained this. Okay, here we have another example. Plan, planned. We have consonant, vowel, consonant. So we have to double the N, the final N. Planned, stopped. All right, students. Now we have the form of the past simple. Regular verbs. Okay, here we have some examples, and irregular verbs, we have to study them as they have special forms in the past. Okay, there is no other way, no hay otra forma, amigos, estudiantes. Tienen que aprenderse los verbos irregulares, la forma pasada, la forma presente. La forma pasada cambia totalmente. Okay, eat, ate, speak, spoke, have, had. Aquí tenemos una lista de verbos, one list of verbs that you need to learn, okay? So if you want to stop the video, puedes detener el video y estudiarlos uno por uno, okay? Voy a pronunciarles unos cuantos para que tengan idea. Ok, aquí tenemos la forma base, base form, y aquí tenemos el past form. Por ahora solamente nos interesa la forma base, la forma básica y la forma pasada. Arise, arose. Awake, awoke. Bear, bore. Beat, beat. Become, became. Begin, began. Bend, bent. Bet, bet. Bind, bound. Bite, beat. Bleed, bled. Blow, blew. Break, broke. Breed, bred. Bring, brought. Build, built. Burst, burst. Okay, here we have some others. Get, got. Give, gave. go, went, grind, ground, grow, grew, hear, heard, hide, hid, hit, hit, hold, held, hurt, hurt, keep, kept, know, knew, lay, laid, lead, led, leave, left, lend, lent, let, let. Okay, shut, shut, sing, sang, sink, sank, sit, sat, slay, slew, sleep, slept, slide, slid, sling, slung, sow, sowed, speak, spoke, spend, spent, spin, spun, spread, spread, spring, sprang, stand, stood, steal, stole, stick, stuck. Okay, students, so if you want, you can also look for the meaning of this verse in Spanish in order to know the meaning. What do they mean in Spanish? Okay. Now here we have the different ways to, well, not the different ways. Here we have the way in which we have to construct sentences or questions, okay? Sentences in negative or negative sentences and also questions, okay? I, the verb enjoyed, she saw, they went. Okay, this verb is regular. Why? Because we have the ed here, and these two verbs, saw and went, are irregular verbs. Remember, saw is the past tense of see, and went is the past tense of go. Here we have the structure to make sentences, questions, okay? Did you enjoy? Remember, to construct sentences in past tense, we need the auxiliary verb did, okay? Did you enjoy? Enjoy es disfrutar, okay? Did you enjoy the movie? ¿Disfrutaste la película? Did you enjoy the movie? Did she see the program? Did she see the program? ¿Vio ella la película? Did they go to Panama? ¿Fueron a Panamá? Did they go to Argentina? Did they go to the park? ¿Fueron ellos al parque? Okay, this is the common structure to have or to make sentences, to make questions. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it is a negative sentence. I didn't enjoy. So to have sentences in negative, you need the auxiliary did, okay? Did plus not. Didn't, which is the same didn't. Didn't is the construction of did not, okay? Remember that. You can say, I did not enjoy the movie, or you can say, I didn't enjoy the movie. She didn't see the program, or she did not see the program. They didn't go to Panama. They did not go to Panama. Or they didn't go to the park. Or they did not go to the park. Okay, remember this. Here we have the structure to make questions, and here to make negative sentences. Okay, I enjoyed the party a lot. Did you enjoy it? Esta es la pregunta, ¿ok? Esta es la pregunta. Did you enjoy it? ¿Cómo contestas? Did you enjoy it? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Estoy contestando en afirmativo. Yes, I did. Y también puedo contestar en negativo. No, I didn't. How many people did they invite to the wedding? How many people did they invite to the wedding? Ok, hay una diferencia entre esta pregunta y esta de acá. Acá te están requiriendo, te están preguntando, te están pidiendo información. ¿Cuántas personas? How many people did they invite to the wedding? Pero acá te están preguntando si sí o no. Siempre que las preguntas comienzan con did o cualquier otro auxiliar, las vas a contestar con yes or no. Did you enjoy it? Yes, I did. Pero cuando te preguntan o te hacen una pregunta con las palabras how, where, what, when, who, entonces no vas a responder con yes, sino que vas a responder con una información. En este caso es, how many people did they invite to the wedding? ¿Cuántas personas invitaron ellos a la boda? Puedes contestar, well, they invited. Recuerden que estamos hablando en pasado. Si te preguntan en pasado, vas a responder en pasado. Well, they invited 100 people. Bueno, ellos invitaron a 100 personas. Información, ¿ok? Información concreta. I didn't buy anything because I didn't have any money. Esto está negative here and negative here. No compré nada. I didn't buy. Buy es comprar. I didn't buy. Recuerden aquí algo muy importante. Cuando están construyendo una oración en negativo, el verbo principal, o sea, este que está aquí, buy o cualquier otro, en este caso es enjoy, en este caso es see, en este caso es go, siempre van a colocar el verbo en su forma base, ¿ok? Porque ya la parte de la negatividad y la parte del pasado la contiene entonces el verbo auxiliar, que en este caso es este. I didn't. Esto aquí está indicando que esta oración está en pasado. Por lo tanto, este verbo de aquí no lo voy a poner en pasado, lo voy a poner en su forma básica. I didn't buy anything because I didn't have any money. Lo mismo acá. Este verbo está en su forma básica porque esto acá está indicando que esto está en pasado. I didn't. Yo no tenía dinero. Yo no tenía dinero. No compré nada porque no tenía dinero. I didn't buy anything because I didn't have any money. Did you go out? Did you go out? ¿Saliste? No, I didn't. No, ven, cuando preguntan con did, la respuesta siempre va a ser yes or no. No, I didn't. Okay, it is also important to know that sometimes do is the main verb in the sentence. For example, as in this example, did you do? You can see that this verb is the main verb, okay? So be careful with these structures. Okay, in this example we have it too. I didn't do. This is the main verb and this is the auxiliary verb, okay? Telling you that this sentence is in past tense and in negative. What did you do at the weekend? What did you do at the weekend? This is the main verb and this is the auxiliary verb. In this case, you have to respond or you have to answer giving or providing some information. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. What did you do at the weekend? I didn't do anything. This is the answer. This is the response. And not I didn't anything. You have to have always a verb, a main verb after the auxiliary verb. Here we have some examples. Did you go to the Trump Ocean Club? How do you answer this question according to what I said some minutes ago? Did you go to the Trump Ocean Club? Okay, you can say yes, I did, or no, I didn't, if it is in negative. Number 2, did she draw the castle yesterday? Did she draw the castle yesterday? Answer, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. Okay, remember that if you have, for example, a name of a person here, did Maria draw the castle yesterday? The answer can be no, she didn't, because she is referring to Maria. Remember that. Always remember that. Number 3, did Carlos and Kevin call the architect? Did Carlos and Kevin call the architect? Did they? Remember that you can replace Carlos and Kevin for they. Did they call the architect? Yes, they did. No, they didn't. And the last example is, did the building burn down? Did the building burn down? ¿Se incendió el edificio? Respuesta, yes, it did, or no, it didn't. Why it? Because the building is something, okay? And you have to use the pronoun it to replace or to refer to the building. Here we have negative sentences. This is like a summary. Remember, you need the auxiliary here. Didn't or did not. Remember, this is the construction, okay? The contraction. I didn't or did not. I did not go to the ocean, to the Trump Ocean Club. She did not draw the castle yesterday. She did not draw the castle yesterday. Remember, after the auxiliary, you need the verb in its base form. Base form of the verb here. Base form here. Number 3, Carlos and Kevin didn't call the accident. Sorry, we have a mistake here. This is not accident, this is architect. Remember, Carlos and Kevin didn't call the architect. Sorry for the mistake, okay? Ok, siempre recuerden eso. Siempre después del auxiliar did van a utilizar el verbo principal en su forma básica. En este caso, call, en este caso es draw, en este caso es go. Jamás pongan didn't y después el verbo en pasado. Está incorrecto. Nunca en pasado después del auxiliar, ¿ok? The building didn't burn down. The building didn't burn down. El edificio no se incendió. Okay, students, here we have the past tense of the verb be. Now, it is very important to make the difference between the simple past, in which we have to use the auxiliaries did and didn't, and also here in this case we have to conjugate the verb be in past tense. The past of be, is, are, is was and were. Okay, for I, she, he, it, we have to use was for affirmative and wasn't or was not for negative. But if you use we, you, they, you have to use were, okay, or weren't if it is in negative, weren't or were not. Si vas a hacer preguntas, entonces lo que tienes que hacer es colocar el verbo al inicio, ¿ok? Was he here yesterday? Was she in Panama City? Were you here yesterday? Were they in the park? Were they in the park? Siempre vamos a utilizar entonces el verbo be cuando es pregunta al inicio. Miren estos ejemplos. I was annoyed because they were late. Was the weather good when you were on holiday? Tengan mucho cuidado porque recuerden que cada pronombre tiene su forma, tiene su verbo específico. Jamás pueden utilizar we con was o you con was. No. Cada uno con lo suyo, ok. I, he, she, it van con was y wasn't. We, you, they van con were and weren't. They weren't able to come because they were so busy. I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat anything. Miren que aquí estamos utilizando los dos. El didn't y acá estamos utilizando el verb be. I wasn't. Nunca jamás pueden mezclar didn't acá con was, ¿ok? Nunca. El was tiene su forma especial negativa. Es wasn't. I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat anything. El didn't lo van a utilizar con cualquier otro verbo, ¿ok? Que no sea el verbo to be. Porque el verbo to be, como lo ven aquí, tiene su forma especial para hacer preguntas y para hacer oraciones en negativo. Did you go out last night or were you too tired? Did you go out last night or were you too tired? Aquí pueden observar que como tengo el verbo go, debo utilizar el auxiliar entonces did. Did you go out last night? ¿Saliste anoche? ¿O estabas tú muy cansado? Or were you too tired? Okay? Be clear in this interesting topic. Here we have another chart, okay? Para afirmativos, for affirmative sentences, we have this. I was happy, he was hungry, she was a nurse, it was big. We were early, you were at school, they were quiet, they were quiet. This is affirmative. This is negative, okay? I wasn't sad. He wasn't thirsty. She wasn't a teacher. It wasn't small. We weren't late. You weren't at home. They weren't noisy. Okay? You can see here the contraction. Wasn't is the contraction of was not, while weren't is the contraction of were not. Were not. Okay, the verb be in questions. As I told you, como les expliqué anteriormente, para hacer para hacer preguntas solamente deben colocar el verbo to be adelante. Mírenlo aquí. La oración afirmativa es they were happy, pero si quiero cambiar la pregunta, entonces coloco el were adelante. Were they happy? Cambio el sujeto y el verbo, ¿ok? Were they happy? Y le coloco el signo de interrogación. Muy importante. Were they happy? Respuesta. Yes, they were. No, they weren't, en negativo. Yes, they were, affirmative. No, they weren't, negative. She was rich, ¿ok? Was she rich? Yes, she was. No, she wasn't. Estos para preguntas que se contestan con yes o no. Pero cuando se requiere información que debes dar cuando te preguntan algo, las preguntas entonces van a ser con where, con why, con when, con who, con todas las WH words, okay? That you know, that you already know. Where was he? Where was he? Why were they here? Why were they here? Okay. Why was he hungry? Where were you yesterday? Where were you yesterday? Well, I was at home. When was she nervous? When was she nervous? Who were those people? ¿Quiénes eran esas personas? ¿Por qué estaba él enojado? ¿Dónde estabas tú ayer o dónde estabas ayer? ¿Cuándo estuvo ella nerviosa o cuándo estaba ella nerviosa? When was she nervous? ¿Ok? Puedes contestar, well, she was nervous during the class. ¿Ok? O when was she nervous? She was nervous yesterday, for example. ¿Ok? Cualquier información que puedas dar relacionada con la pregunta. Now it's time for exercises. You can go and take the exercises. After a while, after you solve all the exercises, we're going to discuss them. Okay? Have a nice time.